How do you do? Tea, that is. Do you do it Alice in Wonderland style? In a French press? At a Mad Hatter's tea party? Or maybe you do tea itty bitty in teeny tiny little teacups. Maybe you go for the Irish blend. Or maybe right here, this little guy, you do loose leaf tea. Or is it bags of tea? Maybe you do pink tea parties. How do you do tea? Oh, hey, welcome. It's Dawn with For Grace Creations. And today, instead of coffee, we're having tea. And our verse for the day is one I've been memorizing with my granddaughter. Psalm 46, verse 1. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. So, what's up, you ask? Well, I heard that there is something called hashtag how do you do, and they happen to be using a kit for the month of November that I had already printed out, and I'd been sitting on it. I'd been doing a few things, but then I set it aside and I thought, oh, I can join in on this because I have this kit. So what it is the YouTube channel The Whole Bucket has come up with hashtag how do you do, and these are the people officially participating in it. However, you and I are also invited. How do we go about doing that? Well, you're going to go on Etsy. You're going to find Tea Time by Ink and Page. And then you're going to go purchase it. It's not very expensive. I want to say somewhere around $3. And you're going to print it out. And then you do you with it. So for me, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. However, first, I want to just show you a few pages of the kit. So you get these. You can use as is, cut it out, do anything you want with it. And there's quite a few pages like that. Some are background pages. Some are, the fun. See, like I cut that first page out and I had glued it onto a tea-dyed piece of printer paper. But here's another one. And if you pull it out, that's what it looks like when you print it. And then there are fussy cuts, a lot of them. And there's little stamps, quotes and blank labels, round labels. Again, this is not all. I printed them out and I have been cutting some apart. So what I started with, I cut some of those big pages and I glued them onto tea-dyed paper. And then you can tell some of them I left as is. And what I did was I split the kit up into two because I was thinking I'd make two journals. So this is just one of the two that I kind of put together. So I was ahead of the game to start with. So this doesn't count. Now, something we're supposed to do is commit to something and speak it out so that everybody doing How Do You Do knows at least one thing we're committing to. So here's mine. Texture. Tea time with texture. So we'll do at least two things today. I wanted to show you in case you want to do it to give texture. But here's a few of those things cut out just so you can see. And then there are two different size journal cards. And there's quite a few of them, you guys. And these colors are beautiful. Look at that. So I am going to be making two journals. And one of them is going to be tons of texture. And that's the one I'll do with you. Look at this. There are itty bitty tags. I mean, look how tiny. And then there are tags that are a little bit bigger. And again, there's way more than this. But I thought I'd show you some of them. And then they get a little bigger. And a little bigger. And whoa, big ones. So there is quite a bit in this kit, which is fun. We have our tea. We could put it in a spray bottle and we could spray things, or we can drink it. And I do have a whole pot of tea here. And the tea bags do not have strings on them. Like, oh, well, let me move this. Like these do, see? So they're down in there. I'll have to fish them out with a spoon, but that's okay. It's funny because some tea has these, oh gosh, has these strings and some do not. I mean, I even bought, I do not know where it went. What in the world? Well, I even bought some tea and it's an Irish tea and it came in round tea bags. So cool. So I went ahead and made tea, and I did take and dump out the tea leaves in here. Usually, guys, I throw this stuff in the garden, just throw it outside, and then I reuse the tea bags. But today I dumped some in here. So the first thing I wanted to show you with this is, do you have any gesso? Or maybe clear gesso? I've got both, and I think what I'll do is I'll try clear gesso first, and I want to split this in half. I don't want to use all of it. That'll be good. Now, hopefully I don't dump the rest. And what I thought I'd do is, that's the clear, yeah, okay. It comes out white. So weird. Dump some of that in there. And then stir it around. And I want to create texture. And so I'm going to take this very first page. I've glued something to the front, to the, I guess, the inside back, and then this. Isn't that beautiful? So we can't do all the sides because, well, it has to dry. But I thought what we do is maybe just give a little texture. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Hang on. I'm going to go ahead and put it on and then wipe it off because I don't want too much on there. Now, will this stay when it dries? I have no idea. My thought is it will. And then some down here at the bottom. I may need to add more. gesso to this because it's kind of dry. Let's do that. Okay, there we go. And what I thought I'd do is put this on, oh, I don't know, 3 or 4 pages. Not all of them. Okay, now this needs to set aside and dry. Oh, and then I don't want to do this page. How about we do one kind of in the middle? How about that one? Now, I will try this with the white as well. Oh, look, it's turning kind of a creamish brown from those tea leaves. So yeah, tea with texture. That's going to be my thing, and I'm going to create a journal. And my thought is the journal cover will have to be highly textured as well. Let's just do 2 like that. You know what? I mixed way too much. I wonder if I've got a container I could put this in. Well, I'm not going to look now, but we'll set that aside. And I learned my lesson. Don't use so much. We're just going to try a little bit. And let's get the white gesso. And I don't want, you know, now that I think about it, it's white. I don't want a slab of white. So I think what I'll do, I'm going to grab my ground espresso distress oxide. And let's put a drop in that. It might take 2 more drops. Yeah, because it's not too dark. I didn't want it coffee colored. I wanted it tea colored. All right. And the best part is you don't have to worry about being precise. This is going to be a junk journal, so no perfection needed. Although if I spill that tea, I might get upset because I have some stuff on my desk that shouldn't get wet. Okay, so now that one needs to dry. And now we'll do this. So yeah, I thought that was cool that anybody could participate in this. And when I saw, what I actually saw was I was jumping on a new friend. Her channel is called Fairy Tales and Fireflies. And I jumped on her channel today to check her out. And I saw that she was doing how do you do? And I knew that Darcy with Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media had done this last month. And I was intrigued. And so when I saw that it's an open-ended invitation, I was like, oh, wow. And then I saw the kit and I thought, oh, I already have that. And I've been meaning to work more with it. So here we are. So then, of course, I had to jump over to the YouTube channel, The Whole Bucket, and I did watch the first half of her video. I need to go back and watch more. But, okay. So we have those that now need to dry. I will need to go clean that up soon because gesso dries. Okay. Now the next texture thing I wanted to do really quick. I wanted to add a few pages to my journal that are not from the kit. And so what I had done was I glued down squares of music sheet, and then I just used some glue. Let's see, what did I use? I used glue stick. And I glued tea bag pieces over the top so it gives it this really cool texture. So I'll show you really quick. Basically, we'll grab this tea bag, and I took scissors and I just cut it in half. And then I cut that scrappy edge off, and then I cut a few squares. Now I am saving the other half. Let me show you my pile. So I've got the other half of them here because I'm going to sew them into ruffles to put on a couple of the page edges, and that'll give it even more texture. But I'll show you that the next time we come back. And the goal is to get this journal done in the month of December. So I will come here and there and do some projects with you in this journal. That'll maybe give you some ideas on a tea-themed journal, or if you print this kit, it'll give you ideas what to do with it. Now, if you have a YouTube channel and you are excited and you're going to do this, let me know so I can come follow you. Oh, I don't want diagonals. I decided squares on this. Let's get a couple darker ones. So see, I'm just randomly picking spots and laying them down. Let's do one right here. There we go. I love how they're all different colors. How about we'll do this one up over here. And you don't have to cover the whole thing. You can if you want to. But, oh, I have some white. Let's see, we'll put that over here. And then, oh, that one's even different colored. So let's put it over here. And I've got even darker. Let's do that one in the corner over here. Does it need more? Why not a little more? We'll do another white one here. And do we do this last one? Sure, why not? Now you could just put the glue on the tea bag. You just have to be careful that you don't rip the tea bag. Come on. There we go. And so the way I get the tea bag to look like this, let's take one of these. They keep getting stuck together. All right, so here's what I do. Honestly, I rip that out, and then there is a staple on this one. So I pull that open, and then I open these two. And I get my finger here. This is after I brewed tea and I let it sit to dry thoroughly. There we go. And then cut that straight line there. And then what you do is you just dump the tea out and then come in here, and you see where it's stuck together. Just carefully open it up, and there you are. And then you can get the leaves off, and there you have a bag to use. So did this work? Well, the clear gesso left it so it's just tea there. You can't really see the gesso at all, and it is staying on. a little bit of it is still wet. And so the wet stuff is coming off. So if you didn't want as much, you could come and brush it off before it's 100% dry. But the stuff that is dry is staying. And then on this one, with the white gesso, it is not quite dry, but almost. So again, you could brush off any bigger chunks that you don't want to stay there. Otherwise, like right here, it is dry and it's staying. So that's kind of fun. Now, I probably will come back later and do something else more with this. I might go over it with some sort of ink. I don't know. But I need to let this completely thoroughly dry. I just thought that's kind of cool. Gives it some interesting texture. Now, I do have quite a bit of ideas, but we're going to call it quits for today. And I shall see you back here very, very soon. But thank you, the whole bucket, for opening up How Do You Do to everybody, because I'm excited to join in on this challenge. And in the description box, I'm going to put everybody's channel so you can go check them out and see what they do. So until later, bye guys.